These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be.
It's a bleak, dreek day here in the Scottish countryside. Benji and I are soaked, as usual. My barber coat's doing its best, but let's be honest, nothing really stays dry out here. But even on days like this, when everything's wet, muddy, and a bit miserable, I wouldn't change a thing.
You try to say the sunrise is same. But tell me.
Moving to the countryside was one of the best decisions we've ever made. The slower pace, the open space, the walks. It's been better for our lifestyle, and even more so for our mental well-being. That said, I think there's this idea that if you make a big life change, like moving somewhere new, or chasing a different kind of life, everything just falls into place. But even when you're happy with your choices, you can still find yourself stuck with something in the background. A worry, something unresolved, or just a low-level anxiety that creeps in from time to time. For me, that's what it is, anxiety. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it really takes hold. And sometimes, even when you've got great people around you, it helps to talk to someone outside of your usual circle. That's where BetterHelp comes in, who are kindly the paid partners of this video. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes starting therapy simple and flexible. You fill out a short questionnaire, and they match you with a credentialed therapist who suits your needs. And if it's not quite the right fit, you can easily switch therapists at no extra cost. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from a fresh perspective, and give you tools to help you move forward. BetterHelp has over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 star rating on Trustpilot. And they're on a mission to make therapy convenient. To try it out and get 10% off your first month, just click on the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/2menandtheirdog. So if you've been thinking about talking to someone, maybe this is your sign. Since the 1950s, it's been very popular for people to cover the outside of buildings with cement render, usually with a thick layer of plasticky, non-breathable paint. And back then, that seemed fine. After all, cement is waterproof, so it was almost like adding an extra layer of skin to the outside of the building to protect it from the rain. The problem is, with older buildings such as our cottage, they were often built with very little to no proper foundations, and they were built using natural materials such as wood, stone and lime mortar. Due to the lack of foundations, over time what happens is the building can slightly move over the years, just ever so slightly. But the great thing about lime mortar and lime render is because it's slightly more flexible, it just moves with the building. Cement render, however, isn't flexible, so as the building moves over the years, the cement can't flex, so it just cracks. You end up with hairline cracks, which lets the water in. So for those of you who've been watching our channel for quite some time, you remember a while ago we had stonemasons come out to strip off all of the cement render from this end gable wall and repoint it with lime mortar. It was really bad. It was letting all of the water in. The water had been trapped behind the cement render for quite some time, creating high levels of moisture inside the cottage. So the wall can now finally breathe. The water is evaporating and it's slowly drying out the inside of the cottage at this end of the cottage. However, we still have the rest of the cottage to do. As you can see behind me, there are still all of these areas that are covered in. It's not just white paint. It's cement render behind the paint, and the paint itself is plasticky, non-breathable. We knew this would happen at some point. We knew we were going to have to strip all of this off from the entire cottage, but by God, it's quite a job. So let's just come round to the little courtyard. Now if I just spin the camera around. So the plans are with this space here is we are eventually going to build a cabin, a small cabin here on this little courtyard. It's underused space, we don't really use it, so we'll build that here. However, let me bring your attention to this wall here. You can see quite clearly all of the hairline cracks that have started appearing in the cement render. It's letting all of the moisture in, and you can see it's already started peeling off, flaking off. So what's happening here is all of the wet is getting stuck behind the cement, and it's keeping the stone perpetually wet. So it looks like that will come off quite easily, doesn't it? But don't be fooled. If you remember the video where the stonemasons were tackling the gable wall, it was quite a task. So our thinking is, obviously when we build the cabin here, we're going to leave enough space around it anyway so that we can access it for maintenance further down the line. But obviously it's going to be far easier to tackle this wall now before we build the cabin. So that is the next project on our list. We're doing it ourselves. We can no longer afford to hire stonemasons to come out and do that work. However, I did observe what the last stonemasons were doing when they were working on the gable wall, so I'm quite confident that we've got this. It's not going to be a fun job. It's not going to be a quick job. It will take quite a while, but it needs doing. It needs doing so our little old cottage can finally fully breathe once again. We can get it right back to the bare stone like this, so that all of that moisture can finally evaporate. It's no longer trapped behind that horrible cement render.
When I look at the sun going down toward the sky, state of mind, a place I never heard of. I will walk like a nomad. I've been stuck inside my house too long. Can't stand being all alone. Wasting hours on my phone. Ready to go now. On my way. I won't let fear hold me back. It's here to stay. Will pop up with a new, different way. I'm gonna let it take me to people that will trust me. I've been stuck inside my house too long. Can't stand being all alone. Wasting hours on my phone. I'm ready to go now.
Welcome back. Today we've got our lovely neighbour Ian. He's come to give us a hand with this because it's quite challenging. So Ian, I attempted most of this yesterday, as you can see, and I've realised most of it isn't cement render. I was wrong. It was still plasticky paint, so it was keeping the moisture behind it.
Yes.
But when I started stripping it off, a lot of it is lime render. There are parts of it that are cement render and cement pointing, but most of it's lime. It's just crumbling out. Do I still need to strip all that out?
It's advised to, yeah.
Right.
If you're going to bring it back to the original stone wall, I certainly would.
Right, okay.
Aesthetics and lime mortar only last 100 years-ish. And then it's better if you're getting any dampness in.
Yeah.
May as well change it.
Right, okay, so I did the right thing, because I didn't want to get too far ahead and then Ian come round and be like, why did you rake all that lime mortar out? There was nothing wrong with it. So if I just spin the camera around, I'll give you a quick look before we start getting on with it. So you can see here, we've kind of raked it out quite far back actually, because Ian was saying if we don't rake it out deep enough, when we apply the new lime pointing, it won't stick to it, it'll just fall off.
See, bits like this is too shallow.
It's too shallow.
It's too shallow, so you're not going to get anything to bed in there.
Yeah.
So you need it down a good distance for to get it to work properly, because you want to adhere it to the wall.
Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So the bits a lot of the bits I did yesterday we're going to have to rake out a little bit further, which is fine because this is lime. You can see it's just crumbling anyway. The most challenging parts was getting the actual render off and off the stones. So we've borrowed, or we're going to borrow, a needle gun or needle scaler with an air compressor, and hopefully this will get all the rest of the paint residue off these stones without damaging them. But that'll be a little bit later on.
I shouldn't have been sweating.
Have you come to help, Adam?
I've been doing other shit. I've been doing other stuff.
Cheers for that. Right, okay then, I suppose we better get on with it, because it's far too hot.
Do you have a gazebo?
Yes, I'm about to get it out.
Yes, we could be doing with some shade here, because it's going to be absolutely blinding.
Right, let's do this.
Benji, come with me.
Just to there'll be a stone in there somewhere that's no level.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is get an old slate, hammer a slate in it, balance it up.
Ah, yeah, when we were repairing the stone wall at the back, there's chunks of it, sections of it that have got slate stuffed in.
Yeah, now I know why.
So Adam's just getting rid of this bush because, well, the cabin's going to go here anyway, so you're never going to see the bush, it'll just be in the way. It wasn't the prettiest of bushes anyway, Adam, was it?
No, it's a horrible spiky branch.
And also we need to get behind this to strip the render off this end of the wall without getting spiked by thorns. How's it going, Ian?
Fantastic. So 800 degrees out here.
It's so warm, isn't it? So where we are now, Ian's taking over this part for a second because I can't figure out where the cement ends and the stone starts, or rather where the stone ends and the cement starts.
Well, that's cement, you can tell with the edge on it.
Yeah, that one's obvious because of the edge. It's when we start getting
You just have
down
to follow.
here. And I'm worried about the damage in the stone. So Ian's going to do this bit. Cheers, Ian.
Remember, safety first. Where did I get to here?
Cheers, Adam.
Cheers, thank you. Works great.
There's apple juice in all this cake.
What you was doing on my roof?
What?
I said, what you was doing on my roof? Climbing about like a couple of naughty school kids.
What sort of leak out?
I think I've been flashbanged on the back.
I've got
This was faulty.
What ones have held them back on?
Yeah, if we can take that one above it off.
Do you know what the issue is?
Yeah, it's leaking.
You don't say. Why is it leaking though? What's going on?
Give me the camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't think that is supposed to be like that.
Oh wow, no, that doesn't look right, does it?
No, not really. I'll get another bit of wood.
Put it under that one, yeah. I know. Well, let's take this one first. 'Cause we don't need. Yeah. Nail.
I'd come up and give you a hand, but I don't know if this roof will hold the weight of all three of us.
I don't think it'll take it away. It will for me, like.
Shall I leave that alone?
How much cement did you get?
Whole bag.
I'll repoint that as well then.
Hopefully the guys can resolve this because the ceiling in the porch is starting to crumble because of water ingress.
So whether that is coming down, coming in there, that way. But we're not doing this anyway, so I think hammer and bolster, get that took off, take this lead off as well, and deal with
What's going on down there?
yes.
So what's the plan?
Better strip it off, take the whole roof off.
Take the whole roof off?
Start again.
So I need to bring a Kango round here. We'll take that plasterwork off,
Yeah.
get it back to the original brick, then we'll deal for there.
Right, okay. So our neighbour Derek has very kindly lent us his needle gun and air compressor.
Don't advertise that yet until we see if it works.
Hopefully it works. But we need fuel. Well, there is fuel, but there's nothing to fill it up with, so... Oh, you've got something?
Yes.
Good lad. So we've had to put the hose out the back of the van. Hello, Benji. All the way up around the side of the cottage, across the beer garden, and over the stone wall at the back of the cottage. Any good?
I think you'll have fun with it.
Oh, it looks time consuming.
It is. I'll tell you, this will be easier for you to take the rest of the render off.
Yeah. It seems to be working okay on the parts that still have render, but not the parts that has just paint directly onto the stone.
I've been walking around, waiting for you to shine. People passing me by. Does it feel like I'm alone, trying to keep it alive? What is on the inside? For a better confirmation. Yeah, I'm heading for the station. I can see love is real. Now you try. If you're willing to just come along.
Let's go and have a look, see how they're getting on. I'm sure you can hear me because of the air compressor in the van over there.
Can't hear you 'cause the air compressor.
That's what I was just saying. I might not be able to hear me because of the air compressor. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Yeah? Ah, it's looking better. As long as it keeps the rain out of the porch, that's the main thing.
We don't have problems, we have challenges.
We embrace problems. We're like, come on, bring it on.
I tried out, I'm like, oh my god, what's it gonna help?
This cottage is all problems, so there's no option other than to just embrace them. We love a bit of problem solving. Brilliant, good stuff. So while you guys are baking up here on the roof, I'm baking on the patio on the back with the needle gun still trying to strip that paint off.
Look at you.
So I better get back to it.
Got it. Crack on.
See you in a bit. Right.
This is really damp
Really damp.
to the point of it's like soil.
Oh God. What's in there?
There's a hole. This is just full of holes. And very loose stone. Look at them all.
What's that?
There you
Oh, it's the wood lice.
wood lice.
It's because it's so damp.
Look at them all.
Yuck. That's gross.
Look at this. Soil. It's no longer mortar. So this corner's really wet. To the extent that the mortar literally is like... It's like soil.
Oh God. At this point we decided to call it a day, as we'd worked our wee butts off trying to strip the plasticky paint and render from this wall. So we head to the pub for a well-earned pint and some pub grub.
Well-deserved pint.
Boy, that went down well, Adam.
How are you getting on then?
Thirsty.
Did you need that?
I did.
I'm ready for this.
You deserve it.
I deserve it. And I deserve this. Cheers, everyone. And that brings us to the end of this week's episodes. Thank you so much for joining us on our journey in repairing our old stone cottage in this beautiful part of Scotland. Please remember to give us a like and subscribe, as it really does help our channel. The three of us hope you have a fantastic week, and in the meantime, we'll keep working on repairing this wall. See you next week.